Hey, I've got an exciting story that I want to share with you about, a silent partner, of God being your silent partner, and what that actually looks like and why that's so important. There's a lot of gravity to this subject, and I wanted to give you just a couple quick thoughts that I think is really going to have a massive paradigm shift for you as you approach your time, your talent, your treasure, especially if in an enterprise and if you're going about your business of raising your family, your kids, and the portfolio of what you as a family are running. So check this out. This guy was talking to me about how he wanted to have a franchise of a certain fast food chain. And when you go into franchise business, you're typically going to have three things. Number one, you're going to acquire that franchise. You have the fee to acquire it. Number two, you're going to have to pay them a royalty. That's the license fee, right? In addition to that, we're also going to have to do things by the book, meaning by that brand book, that what we call the brand Bible document, whatever brand guidelines. And you're going to have to operate in that way. Well, let's take a look at that through God's word. I think it's really interesting how Paul is talking about we are ambassadors of Christ, and Christ is making his appeal in and through us. And I look at that as a franchise of the kingdom. What I'm blown away with as I look at John 15, after looking at Paul's verses there, I look at John 15 when it says, "This is to my Father's glory that you would bear much fruit, showing, I almost look at this, proving yourselves to be my disciples." That's the living, tangible proof that that Christ is making his appeal through you. Now watch this. Since we are franchises of the kingdom, here's where I think this meets brass tacks, rubber meets the road. When it comes to our time and our money and our unique abilities and our talents and how we're stewarding those over the course of our lifetime, once we become saved, this is what blows me away. Boy, if I want to go into owning a Subway, for example, I'm going to hopefully, I'm going to acquire that franchise. Then I'm going to give 15% for the remainder of that relationship. And I'm going to have to do everything by their book. And this is what's fascinating to me. God gives us not only the franchise for free by saying, listen, I'm going to pay for it so that you can get it with his son so that we can have a franchise of the kingdom. Here's the brand Bible that he's going to give to us for free. And in terms of the royalty rate, he's just saying, hey, if you're down to do it, I'd be down for 10%. Would you want to go into business together? Man, when I look at what that looks like as living as a franchise of the kingdom, that I get to be in my Father's business, about his business, boy, that just changes everything, because when I look at myself as a representation, you and me as a representation of our Father's business, and we are all franchises, our house has to be in order. But I look at his tender grace and patience with each and every one of us as his children, that we get to say, Lord, I'm giving to you not because I have to, because I get to. My friends, I want to encourage you today that it's way different. There's a big, massive difference between surrender and sacrifice. We might have surrendered our heart to God. You may have my heart. You may have my life. But the question is, have we become to that point, Romans 12:1, to offer ourselves as a living sacrifice? Paul says, I urge you, dear brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer yourself as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to him. This is your greatest act of worship. What he has done for you is the greatest thing that you can do for him. So I have to ask myself, and I want you to ask yourself, here's my sobering question that I'm just looking at every single day. God is our investor. God is my investor on my life. What is the ROI? What is the return on investment that God is getting from my life as I live out the franchise of the kingdom? My friend, I am praying for you. Don't make him a silent partner. He owns the brand. He owns the business. He owns everything that you have. He's entrusted everything to you to steward between salvation and death. My job and our job is to help make sure that you finish this life well, and you're looking back at a lifetime that you said, I didn't waste this. I didn't spend this time, talent, and treasure. I invested this, and I get to high five for eternity those results of what I did on earth. I get to high five those souls, those people that are everlasting forever in eternity as a result of a life well lived down here. I'm in your corner. I hope this rocks your world in a beautiful way and a great reminder to ground us in the reality that you are a franchise of the kingdom. But that also comes with the brand Bible, the license fee. It's an offering back as a great act of worship. And may we do this in absolute abundance. I'm in your corner. Have a great week. See you later.